My name is Geneva, and I'm going to share with you fig and pea 10 herb and spice soup. Now that it's getting cold outside, I'll play some of my favorite notes here. 17 degrees, 19 degrees, and wherever you're at, maybe it's warm, maybe it's cold, but this is my soup since it's getting so cold. Okay, green split peas, absolutely wonderful. This is organic green split peas, and I found those at Nature's Grocers. I got 1 cup of them, rinsed them off real well, and put them in this pot. And then I put 4 cups of distilled water. And I double distill my water. Okay, so I got my base. Then I've already put the spices in to save time, because the first time I did this took 19 minutes, and I was like, I gotta cut this down. Okay, pouring all this took a lot of time. Okay, paprika, tablespoon, a whole tablespoon of paprika, 2 whole tablespoons of paprika, 2 1/2, lots of paprika. I put in lots of herbs and spice because I'm understanding that's where the nutrition is. Plus, if I use that, I don't need to use salt. Sage, 3 full tablespoons sage. And I try to get all organic, and not everything here is, but I'm working at changing this out to all organic herbs. Basil, 2 whole tablespoons of basil. Thyme, 3 whole tablespoons of thyme. Cumin, I use a whole tablespoon and a half of cumin. Okay. Now, the teaspoon. I use a whole teaspoon of turmeric extract. And I get this from Earth Shift products, and I use a whole teaspoon of turmeric. Then I use a whole teaspoon, more than a teaspoon of that. I use a teaspoon to a tablespoon, according to how hot you want it, of chipotle pepper. Chipotle pepper gives it a really good, and it's a little bit hot, so you gotta judge that, how much you want some warmth. So this is a spicy hot soup. And then of a ½ teaspoon cayenne pepper from Earth Shift products. A whole ½ teaspoon. That's about all I can handle of the hot. Then to give an undertone that I really enjoy, I use a whole ½ teaspoon of aniseed, up to a teaspoon of aniseed. I really like the way it smells. And then a ½ teaspoon of cinnamon. And then bring it to a boil, let it simmer. This can take 2 to 4 hours to get it to the tenderness that you want. The tenderness that feels good. You just kind of try it, see if this is tender enough for you. Right when you go, that's almost tender enough. And that'll take 1.5 hours to 3 hours, where you say, that's the tenderness I want it to be. That's when the goodie comes in that makes it just pop. And that is, it's already hot and spicy, really, really good. At that point, turn off your heat and get black mission figs. And I got these at Nature's Grocers also, these black mission figs. There's a little bitty stem on them. There's going to be this little bitty stem right there. You just pick that little hard stem off and then break it in half. And you want to put in 7 to 9 of them. Okay, so after you put in 7 to 9 of them, this is after it's just about ready to eat. Turn it back on simmer. Let it simmer real low for about 30 minutes. Don't do it too long, because it'll zap all the flavor out of your figs, and then they'll be bland. It'll all be in the soup. But in about 30 minutes, this has shared its flavor with the soup and still has flavor in it. So when you bite into it, it's an ooey gooey, wonderful taste. So it's spicy, it's sweet. These are almost like dark caramely. Oh, it is so good soup. Okay, so now this is perfect. You got it cooked, you got your figs right, and that's not the end of it. Now we're going to take you a big ladle and put it in your soup bowl. When you put it in your soup bowl, then I top it with my condiments, and here's my condiment. I love getting as much coconut oil in me as possible. I get this big bucket from Earthship Products of coconut oil. Okay, so then I put in 2 to 3 tablespoons of coconut oil in my fig and pea soup. And 2 to 3, because morning and night I like to get in 2 to 3 tablespoons of coconut oil. It really makes me feel really, really good. And then if I want a taste that's a little bit salty, but I don't want to add salt, there's 2 things I found I can do. One is dulse flakes. The dulse is my favorite seaweed. It's very, very mild. And I put it in there, a whole tablespoon or 2, and mix it in there. If you're like, no way, I am not there, I'm not doing any seaweed, can't do that, or you go, well, that's good, but I want a little bit more. I found this works real good to make you think you're getting salt when you don't. It's 0 sodium, which is the nutritional yeast. And then, if you want to, just for fun, you can put an egg over easy on the top of it. This is absolutely heavenly. The first pot I made, I ate the whole pot in one day, right there. I made it the second day, and me and my family ate the whole pot. And so far, every time I've made it, there's not a drop of this left. Not a drop. It's really, really cool. Now I have a bonus, and the bonus is, it's Thanksgiving time, and you may not always have 4 hours to cook a meal, or 3 hours to cook a meal, or wait for it to simmer, and you just need to come and go quickly. I'm going to show you how to show you what I do that I think is really, really wonderful. And I get a toaster, and I toast me my favorite gluten-free bread. So now I'm going to make my own kind of butter with gluten-free bread. And the 3 ingredients is coconut oil. I put it in my little glass container. Where did my glass container go? Oh, I didn't get it. And then we'll just pretend this is my glass container right here. So put in a whole big, like 2 or 3 tablespoons of coconut oil. Just plop it in there. You know, my favorite word, you know, just, okay. A whole bunch of coconut oil like that, because you're going to saturate your toast. I use the toast to get the coconut oil in me. That's what I'm using it for. And then what I mix in it is a whole half a teaspoon of the turmeric and a whole half teaspoon of chlorella extract powder. And when you mix it, yellow and green make brown. So let me go ahead and put that in there. A whole half teaspoon of turmeric. And a whole half teaspoon of the chlorella extract powder. And I got that on Earthship too, and it's really supposed to be really, really good for you. I put a hole in here. Now there's a reason why I found that these 2 are really, really good together to go on your toast. And that is, like I said, when you mix it, it's not the butter look. It is kind of a brown, but you know, just ignore the color thingy. Okay, so now I got this butter that I am going to spread on my toast. And what's cool is it kind of tastes like Parmesan cheese. It's kind of like Parmesan cheese. And then that's done in less than 2 minutes. Less than 2 minutes, you've got a snack, quick and run. If you want it to feel like a meal, 3 more minutes, put an egg over easy and you got a meal. Less than 5 minutes, you have a meal. If you want to get a dessert in and you're just hungry for something sweet, but you know you don't want to eat something that's full of sugar, I found some black, let's see, it's called organic forest honey. And this has all kinds of stuff in it that's very, very interesting. I mean, the label is so interesting. It has even on here something called ashwagandha root and tribulus fruit, and there's like 100 of these things from the forest, organic forest honey. And it kind of has a honey propolis, and there's so many things in here that I don't know, you know. Anyway, it really gives me energy. It's an acquired taste. That's when I want something sweet. When I want the whole meal, I put the egg on the toast with my coconut butter, I would call it. And if I just want to run, I use this on my gluten-free bread. And that's what I wanted to share with you today, is what I do when I'm in a hurry and what I do when it gets cold. And not a bite's left. Bye.